Planet Zoo has been rated E10 Plus by the ESRB for crude humor, mild blood, and mild violence. It is generally suitable for people aged 10 years and up. From the turreted castle and Main Street to Monte Cristo Island and Kukwana Land, Bartholomew Zenon's Zenon Land is protected by the Night Sheriff. Day and night, he is burdened by a witch's curse to be aware of all that live and play within the massive fantasy theme park. Now an attack on the park by a monster hunter who knows far too much threatens everything, guests, staff, and fellow supernaturals taking refuge in the park. The Night Sheriff must scramble to uncover not only the source of the threat, but secrets of the park of which even he was not aware. If he doesn't, he may be doomed. The park may be doomed. Even the world may be doomed. And that's a lot of doom. Get your copy at Amazon.com today. Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Planet Zoo and the Sequoia Park Zoo. This is the redesign edition where I basically thought I had better ideas, but I still wanted to do the taiga environment zoo, so I'm just basically redoing the entire thing. Now, what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be putting in Siberian tigers, and we're going to be putting them in this general area right here. But first, there were a couple of things that I wanted to handle, like have we, this is a VIP, have we got him yet? Okay, we have his 20 free credit. Always hit your VIPs, folks, because that's 20 free conservation credits. We've had some deaths with our butterflies, but those things, I gotta tell you, they've got a lifespan of a biscuit. They really do. So you're going to constantly, if you put in a butterfly garden, and I do not regret it because this was for my grandmother, as you guys saw last episode. But you're going to constantly be replacing your butterflies. Hopefully they start having kids on with you. That way they'll constantly be replacing themselves. So yeah, looks like most of the births that have happened in the last while have been butterflies. That's cool. Lots of butterflies. We've passed an inspection. We do in fact have an inspector arriving at the zoo right now. Where is she going? She's going to the llamas and the camels. That's understandable, as those are the only two habitats we have in the game right at the moment. So anyway, I'm going to get started on this build. It's going to be Siberian tigers. I have some pre-made, what do you call them? Blueprints. Pre-made blueprints that I was planning on adding. I might be using some of these, I might not be using them. I just thought they looked cool. There's a couple other things. Oh, and I want to show you what kind of cage I'm going to be using. You cannot put tigers and other climbing animals in wooden cages. They will just climb right out, right? So anyway, I have these things. It's another blueprint. I'm not planning on using them as the entire thing, but I am using them as the way the tigers will not escape. And I have these. This is a collection of pre-made caves. Caves make wonderful shelters. They also make wonderful viewing points. Anyway, I'm going to start the build. And let's just get into it. I'm looking forward to seeing how this works out. I've got an idea in my head, and I want to see if I can actually make it look like I see it in my head. So anyway, let's get started. Alright, so here is our Siberian tiger habitat. I think it turned out just perfectly. This is what I saw in my head. The only difference was I couldn't get the cage that I wanted to work. But I was a little overreaching. It was overambitious. But that's okay. This works also. The animals are happy. The animals are cared for. And the entire thing looks good and has been attracting the guests like it's going out of style. That's to be expected. The Siberian tiger is a very popular animal. It's much more popular than any of the other animals that I have in the zoo so far. I mean, hey, llamas and camels and butterflies are great, but tigers are exciting. The one thing I don't like about it is that I wanted to color the metal frames, the mesh frames that make up the fence that I have around it. Because the fence itself looks amazing. It's gray instead of brown, and I want it to be brown. But it turns out that I can't recolor those pieces. They're made with pieces that cannot be independently colored. On the whole, though, this habitat turned out really, really well. I like the waterfall, how it turned out. It turned out perfectly. The back shelter area turned out perfectly. The one thing that surprised me was apparently the tigers can get up on top of their cave shelter. Oh, and this was the viewing area, and that came out just perfect. I love how this viewing area came out. Anyway, guys, if you liked what you just saw, please hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already, and if you do subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single episode of my content. Let me know what you think of this habitat and the zoo overall, please. I love hearing from you. And I will see you in the next episode, which is going to be an Amur leopard habitat. Hope to see you there. Bye-bye.
Of the jungle, as old and as true as the sky. The forest protected shall prosper, the forest neglected shall die. You've an aptitude to change attitudes, cause we have to prove it. That planet to grab your shovel. There's work to do, the world's in trouble. You gotta build a zoo.